Maybe is it because that Visa and Mastercard are effectively monopolies? They control 80% of the market?
Certainly part of the
80% of the market? I'm just having a hard time understanding, Mr. Sheedy and Mr. Patrick, you have a business model, you're making over 50% profit margin. You are able to give the shaft to small businesses. Estimated cost to Missouri businesses from these fees is $1.5 billion. That's with a B, billion dollars a year. Why aren't all of these businesses running away from this model? Because they don't have a choice, because you control so much of the market. This is classic monopolistic behavior, and yet your testimony here today is you don't want any competition. You have 80% of the market, but you don't want any more competition. I'm having a hard time finding that position defensible, let alone sympathetic. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of money that you're making. It's unbelievable what you're charging small businesses and consumers, and yet your testimony is, please, we can't possibly have any competition. I mean,
welcome back to Right View Nation. This is the home of common sense, real freedom, and America First values. And today, we are diving deep into one of the biggest scams that the ruling elite doesn't want you talking about. Today, we're talking about Visa and Mastercard, two megacorporations that are bleeding the American people dry, getting richer by the second, and crushing small businesses under their boot. You want to talk about big business corruption? You want to talk about monopolies that threaten our economic freedom? Well, buckle up, patriots, because what you're about to hear should make your blood boil.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just on that point about Visa and Mastercard being successful businesses, I think you figured it out, haven't you? I mean, what's your profit margin, Mr. Patrick?
It's circa 50%.
Mr. Sheedy?
Slightly higher.
It's higher than 50% profit margin?
Slightly higher than MasterCard, yes.
Yeah, that's incredible. 50% profit margin. I mean, that's absolutely unbelievable. What's the answer to the Walmart question, by the way, that Senator Welch posed to you? What's Walmart's interchange fee that you negotiate with them?
I don't have it with me today.
You don't have any idea whatsoever? Is it higher or lower than 2.5%?
Walmart negotiates their rates based on the business that they do with us.
Meaning they're big, they're really big, they're gigantic, so they get a better deal than Mr. Callahan or most small businesses in Missouri. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, Senator, we have volume discounts that we offer to some merchants. I suspect Walmart is one of them. And I don't believe that it's commercially unreasonable to get an arrangement where, in exchange for more volume, a merchant can qualify for lower rates?
Well, I'm sure it's not commercially unreasonable for Walmart, or certainly it's in their financial interest and in yours, but I doubt it's in Mr. Callahan's financial interest. And my question to you, Mr. Callahan, is when you've got Walmart and other major competitors getting charged much less than you are, why in the world would you stick with these guys? I mean, why is it that small businesses continue to use Visa and MasterCard when you're getting charged so much more?
It's in my opinion, it's a matter of convenience for the customer, and customers matter to our business.
Maybe is it because that Visa and Mastercard are effectively monopolies? They control 80% of the market.
Certainly part of the
80% of the market. I'm just having a hard time understanding, Mr. Sheedy and Mr. Patrick. You have a business model. You're making over 50% profit margin. You are able to give the shaft to small businesses. Estimated cost to Missouri businesses from these fees is $1.5 billion. That's with a B, billion dollars a year. Why aren't all of these businesses running away from this model? Because they don't have a choice, because you control so much of the market. This is classic monopolistic behavior, and yet your testimony here today is you don't want any competition. You have 80% of the market, but you don't want any more competition. I'm having a hard time finding that position defensible, let alone sympathetic. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of money that you're making. It's unbelievable what you're charging small businesses and consumers, and yet your testimony is, please, we can't possibly have any competition. I mean, let's talk about what you're doing to consumers who hold your cards. Last year, as I understand it, there were 726 million Visa and MasterCard credit cards issued in the United States. That's about 2 for every 1 person in the United States of America. Do either of you know how much debt is owed on your networks, Ms. Kirkpatrick?
We're not the bank, so we don't have visibility into that information. We also don't
idea.
generate revenue from interchange.
Oh, okay, you have no idea. Mr. Sheedy, do you know?
I don't know.
Well, let me help you out. Let's have a look. It's $1.17 trillion. $1.17 trillion is what consumers now owe on your credit card networks. Do either of you know what the average interest rate is on your networks? Mr. Kirkpatrick?
Oh, Senator, we're not the bank. We don't set the interchange.
I know,
We don't
but you
set the
benefit
rates.
from it, and you know. Do you know what it is? This is your business model.
We
Do you
don't.
know?
We don't collect
Do you know,
revenue
Mr.
from
Mr.
interest
Sheedy,
rates.
do you know?
I don't, Senator.
I mean, do either of you read the newspaper? Forbes magazine just estimated last week that the average credit card APR in your networks is 28.75%. Average. 29%, let's call it. 29%. It's nearly doubled in the last 4 years. That is astounding, absolutely astounding. And you just testified a second ago that you've got more than 50% profit margin, and yet your testimony here today is you can't possibly survive if there's any competition. How can that be true? How can that be true? You've got debt like we've never seen before in American history. Your profit margins are as high or higher than they've ever been. You have 80% of the relevant market in the credit card interchange fees that we're talking about, and yet you couldn't survive if there's any competition? What am I missing?
Senator Josh Hawley, and God bless him for standing tall, absolutely grilled the top dogs at Visa and Mastercard in a recent hearing. And let me tell you, it was a thing of beauty. He exposed exactly how these companies are rigging the system. 50%. That's right, over 50% profit margins for these corporate giants. Meanwhile, small mom-and-pop shops across America, the heart and soul of this country, are being gouged with sky-high interchange fees just to process a credit card. And when Hawley asked them basic questions like, how much do you charge Walmart versus small businesses? These executives stuttered and dodged like guilty men caught red-handed. They admitted Walmart, one of the biggest corporations on earth, gets special deals. Of course they do. Massive discounts, cheaper rates, all because they're big enough to bully these payment networks into giving them what they want. But your small family business? The little restaurant that's been in your town for generations? The corner hardware store that sponsors your kid's baseball team? They get hit with full freight. No discounts. No mercy. It's a two-tier system, one for the elites and one for everybody else. And it's happening right under our noses. Senator Hawley kept pressing them, and what was their excuse? Well, small businesses stick with Visa and Mastercard because of customer convenience. Oh please, you want the truth. They don't have a choice. Visa and Mastercard control 80% of the market. That's not capitalism. That's not free enterprise. That's a corporate cartel, plain and simple. It's the kind of monopolistic behavior that used to get broken up by American trustbusters, when we still had the guts to defend free markets and fight corporate tyranny. And here's the kicker. The small businesses, the ones who built this country, the ones who hire local, who work their tails off, they're forced to pay out of their profits just to stay afloat. Meanwhile, these bigwigs at Visa and Mastercard are laughing all the way to the bank, making billions off the backs of the American people. And then, Senator Hawley turned the conversation to the American consumer. And folks, this part will blow your mind. Across America, consumers owe $1.17 trillion on Visa and Mastercard credit cards. That's right, trillion with a T. And when Hawley asked the executives what the average interest rate was on their networks, they played dumb. Oh, we don't know, we don't control that. They said, really? You mean to tell me the two biggest payment companies in the world have no clue what the interest rates are on the cards they profit from? Give me a break. Of course they know. They just don't want you to know. Because the average interest rate now, nearly 29%, almost double what it was just 4 years ago. That's not just inflation, that's exploitation. That's straight-up theft from working Americans. Think about it. While you and your family are struggling to keep up with groceries, gas, rent, these credit card companies are getting rich beyond their wildest dreams. While the American middle class drowns in debt, these executives sip champagne at Davos, pretending they're the good guys. And then, if you can believe it, these CEOs have the gall to say they can't possibly survive more competition. They say it with a straight face, after raking in record profits, controlling 80% of the market, and soaking consumers for 29% interest rates. Oh, please, don't make us face competition. They cry like victims. Give me a break. They're not victims, they're predators. This is what happens when we let globalist corporations run wild. This is what happens when the left and their corporate pals sell out Main Street America to Wall Street greed. Because make no mistake, the Democrats love these monopolies. They love them because they help push woke agendas. They love them because they flood the swamp with cash. They love them because big business and big government are two sides of the same corrupt coin. But here at Right View Nation, we stand for something different. We stand for the small business owner, the patriot worker, the single mom trying to make ends meet, the family farmer, the American dream. It's time to say no more. No more letting these monopolies crush competition. No more pretending corporate globalism is capitalism. No more bending the knee to Visa, Mastercard, or any of the greedy elites who think they can rob hardworking Americans blind. We need to fight back. We need leaders like Josh Hawley, who aren't afraid to call them out. We need you, the American patriot, to wake up, stand tall, and demand a system that puts America first, not corporate profits first. Share this video with every small business owner you know. Every working American who's tired of being treated like an ATM for the elites. Like this video. Subscribe to Right View Nation. Because this fight is far from over, and together, patriots, we will take back our country,